Hello, this is Todd Luck, and this is a review of Numa the Golden Lion from Tarzan the Epic Adventures by Trendmasters. So, in the Tarzan novels, the Golden Lion is named Jad-Bal-Ja. It's a lion that Tarzan raises from birth, and it becomes his constant companion after that. On this toy, it's called Numa, and Numa is a word in the language of the great apes in the novels that means lion. So according to this is Lion the Golden Lion. But I don't mind. I think Numa sounds really cool. It's easier to remember. It's easier to put on the package. So we'll be calling him Numa. So as we can see, the packaging is fairly standard. This is black packaging. Some of the Jungle series figures have been green, but this is black packaging. Looks nice, and we got the figures in the line on the back. And so let's go ahead and open this up and see what we can do here. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Numa the Golden Lion outside of his packaging. And so Numa comes with the standard Tarzan badge that we've gotten with other figures in the Jungle series. These are gold. The ones that come with the Mars series are red. They're good for display, but you will get a lot of duplicates as you collect various figures in this line. And he also comes with this gorgeous golden spear for Tarzan. And look at how shiny this is. This is beautiful. I mean, it doesn't all the way make sense because I have this golden tether. I guess maybe it's meant to be golden material there, but I don't know. Regardless, it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love this. And he has armor that's removable. And we'll be taking a look at removing that in a minute. But let's take a look at kind of the detail that went into, this armor. And so he's got this horn and, kind of some nice texturing, but it's just all shiny gold. I mean, look at this. This is just beautiful. I mean, just the way the light bounces off of it is just really great. As far as articulation goes, his legs move, which actually surprises me because I really wasn't expecting to get his legs to move because Battle Cat from Masters of the Universe has like no articulation. So this is a really pleasant surprise and absolutely something they didn't have to do. But, if you have a flight stand and you want to get this guy jumping at an enemy or something, you certainly can. So that's really awesome. And of course, he can always be, scratching someone or something as well. Oh gosh, the tail moves. Like, I really wasn't expecting the legs to move, but especially not the tail. So my goodness, you can have all kinds of, if you want Numa with his tail like that or his tail out to the side. My goodness, this is fantastic. I was not expecting all this. And his head moves. Now, it's hindered by the saddle. We'll try moving his head after we remove that saddle and see what it can do. But yeah, everything but the jaw moves here. He does not have a movable jaw, but I think it's more than made up for with everything else this guy's got going on. This looks like an amazing figure. And here is Tarzan riding Numa. Obviously, the saddle and the armor seems to imply that he is a steed that Tarzan can ride. And he's a little small to be a steed. I mean, Tarzan looks kind of giant on him. So I'm not sure if this is what's meant to be done with the saddle, but you can do that. He does fit on there. It's a little loose. It takes a little bit of doing to get him on there, but you can if you want. So here's an attempt to get one of those 3 3/4 inch figures to actually sit on Numa, and they have these hard plastic capes, as you can see. This is John Carter, and they won't allow him to actually sit on there. He's actually standing on Numa, but it kind of works. I'm just not sure how stable that is, but if you want John Carter standing on Numa, there you go. And for the Who Can Ride Numa the Best contest, I'm going to go with the Bendable Figures. This is the Bendable Leopard Man figure, and he seems to fit on Numa the best. He sits and he looks roughly proportionate to what I would expect someone to look like if they're riding a lion. So he probably is the best fit as far as ability to sit and size and as far as figures and the line goes. And there are bendable Tarzan figures, so if you want to get one of those, put them on Numa, go for it. So one thing I'd like to note is there's a spear holder on the back of the saddle, and you can just push the spear in here. And so Numa can hold the spear if you don't want your character holding it. So that's kind of a cool option. But obviously that armor is just something that the toy line added to make the lion look cooler, or at least they think it makes it look cooler. And so you can remove it if you want something more accurate to the novels, or at least I think more accurate to the novels. As far as I know, nothing like this has ever been done with Numa. I certainly don't recall Tarzan ever riding him around. It should just pop right off. It's pretty secure here, and so that's why I'm having some difficulties. So that saddle was on there really secure, but you just got to give it a good tug and it'll just come right off. No fuss, no muss, and the rest should be easier. Helmet just pulls right off, and then the armor on his legs just pulls right off. And so now I have a lion, and the head wobbles around a bit. It feels like it's on a ball joint, but that definitely gives you some nice posability. I mean, if you're looking to be able to have a posable lion, this is really great. And he could even be he's a demonically possessed lion, you know. So let's see if we can recreate some iconic poses with these two. So here is the Tarzan the Epic Adventures logo with Tarzan and Javaja, and you can get it fairly close. The Numa the Lion here would need to be a little bit bigger to exactly replicate this, but you can get it fairly close. And so here's a recreation of a famous pose from a Joe painting, and it's fairly close. I can get, you know, Tarzan with the spear and the bow and arrow on his back and the quiver. Do note that the bow and arrow and quiver had their strings come out, so they're on his back with sticky tack. But other than that, and the lion's pose isn't quite exact because I'm trying to get him at a reasonable height to Tarzan. And here is Tarzan and Jad-Bal-Ja hunting, as seen in the Charles Keegan cover of Tarzan and the Golden Lion. And it looks pretty cool. Obviously, we need some more articulation on these guys to fully recreate these covers, but it's kind of cool to be able to get something, you know, in the spirit of these classic Tarzan images. So my first thought when I got Numa was, I wonder how he compares to Battle Cat, because as you can see, and as I've been pointing out in my reviews, the vintage Masters of the Universe line comes up to the same height as these old Tarzan figures. So what does Battle Cat look like compared to Numa? However, when we put the two cats together, there is no comparison. So the reason for this is Battle Cat is actually a repainted Big Jim tiger, and Big Jim was on a scale that was far larger than Masters of the Universe, and that's why Battle Cat is so massive and big enough for He-Man to ride like a true steed, and Numa here is a wee bit smaller. However, the lions are interchangeable with each line, so you could have He-Man riding Numa, or you could have Tarzan riding Battle Cat, and of course you can have each holding the other's accessories as well, so there is that compatibility. So overall, this is a figure that really took me by surprise too. I just wasn't expecting to really love having a lion with my Tarzan, but man, this guy really knocks it out of the ballpark with the articulation. You've got armor if you want it. If you don't, he looks great without it, and you can just get so many iconic scenes with Tarzan and Javaja with this guy. And I'm just really happy with this figure, and I highly recommend it. So that's it for this review. I've got more videos coming, including a couple more reviews from Tarzan the Epic Adventures. And so both those toys are going to be in the Jungle series, so we'll see if they're as good as this one. So like and subscribe, and until next time, stay away from lions unless they already have a saddle, kids. If they have a saddle, that means they want you to ride them. See ya.